doing? Hope we're all fine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Let's Get Future Fit. This is a program that is designed to help you prepare for whatever life brings your way. And now, I'll be honest, the whole inspiration behind these programs, the whole idea came from just wanting to help people go through this time that we're going through, this difficult time that we're all experiencing. So that was the inspiration. That was what inspired it. But to be honest, we all have a future to face, and today it could be COVID-19, tomorrow it could be something else. So we all have a future to prepare for. So yeah, Let's Get Future Fit, I think, is here to stay. I intended to just do 5 programs, but I'm having a ball. I'm having such a wonderful time that I think we're just going to carry on. We're going to carry on for much longer than 5 programs and just see how we go. But welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I'm really, again, excited about today as usual. I'm always excited about these shows, but extremely excited today. Not only because of what I'm going to be sharing with you. Remember, we've got our FFFTs, 5 future fit thoughts that I'm going to be sharing with you today. But also, I'm really excited about today's show because of my guest. Some of you may or may not know Genny Jones. She's an accountant, but more than that, she's a confidence and happiness coach. And she really just brings a lot of joy wherever she goes. So I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about Genny in a minute. But first, as usual, I want to share my FFFTs with you, my 5 future fit thoughts. But also, I just want to ask a favor of you today. I want to ask you to do something for me. Just do something for me. 3 things, 3 very simple things I'm going to ask you to do for me. See it as your way of being a blessing to me, giving back, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to ask you to do 3 things for me. I want you, if you feel happy to do it, if what the content I've been putting out on our page, if it's been of any benefit to you, if you feel it's been helpful, can you do me a favor and like the page? Like the page. The other thing I'd like you to do for us is to share the video. Share the video. It costs you nothing. It helps raise awareness about the program, and it just helps other people get on it as well. So, like I said, if you haven't already liked our page, please like our page. Also, share this video so that other people can benefit from it. You'll be doing them a lot of service, and you'll be doing a good thing for me. And the third thing I want you to do for me today is to engage with me. Okay, so engage with me. I'm going to be sharing my 5 future fit thoughts in a minute. If any of them resonate with you, put it in the comment box. I just love to know that I'm connecting with you. I just love to know that we're in this together. Okay, so we're in it together. So engage with me, please. Those are the 3 things I'm going to ask of you. Like our page if you haven't already, share the video, and engage with me. Put your thoughts, put your comments, put your questions in the comment box. That's always very helpful. If you're watching this on replay on YouTube or on Instagram, you can still do the same thing. You can follow me on Instagram, you can subscribe to the YouTube page, you can still share the video, and you can still leave your comments. That would really be awesome. But before I bring Genny Jones, like I say, I want to share my future fit thoughts with you. So let me start by asking you a question. Are you entirely satisfied with your life? Are you entirely happy with every aspect of your life? I don't want you to put your answer in the comment box. That is for you to answer to yourself. And I want you to be completely honest, because I think sometimes we do wear face masks and we like to think everything is okay when it's not really okay. But I really want you to ask yourself that question in terms of maybe your dreams. You know, is your family exactly how you want it to be? See, for me, when I look at my life, there are 5 areas that I look at when I'm assessing my life. I assess it against these 5 areas, because sometimes, you know, life is so, well, it's not complicated, it's simple, but it can be compounded. It can have so many facets that sometimes some things get dropped, you know. So for example, you could be doing very well in your career, everything is going on well, and then you drop the ball in your family home, in your family life. Okay, you could be doing very well in your family life and you drop the ball in your fitness and health. So I have these 5 areas that I always assess my life against, just to make sure I'm keeping a good, balanced, healthy life. So here are the 5. These are not my 5 future fit thoughts, by the way, but these are the 5 areas. You can tell by now I love the number 5. And funny enough, they all start with F as well. They all start with F. So these are the 5 areas that I usually use when I'm assessing my life. So I look at, and I'm not saying them in any particular order of importance. So it's, it's in no particular order. So number 1, family and friends. Okay, so family and friends, and you could extend it even beyond family and friends. Basically, your primary love relationships. How well are you doing in your relationships? So your family and friends, is everything okay on that front? Number 2, finances. Finances. Are your finances okay? And today we have an accountant who's going to be talking a little bit about that. Are your finances in order? Somebody said, money is not going to make you happy. And that's true. Money cannot buy you happiness, but poverty cannot buy you happiness either. Okay? If you have money, at least you can be miserable in comfort. So finances are important because it affects every other area of our life. It's been known that finances and sex is one of the 2 biggest reasons for divorce. So finances is important. So let's not shy away from that. So are your finances in order? Fitness and health. So your family could be okay. You could have a healthy, lovely family. Your finances could be okay, but then you could be struggling in your fitness and health. So fitness and health is another area that we can assess in our lives to say, how am I doing in this area? Field. So with this one, I struggled to come up with a word that started with F, but I managed to come up with the word field. So this talks about your career, your personal development. I've lumped it all together. So your career, your business. Hi, Mrs. Brymer. Thank you for joining in. Your career, your business, your personal development. All of this is wrapped up in field. So how are you doing in that area? And finally, faith and spirituality. How are you doing in that area? I am a person of the Christian faith. You may be of another faith, or may be of no other faith. But I think if we really, really think about it, we will all admit that there is more to life than meets the eye. So I would encourage you to at least begin to ask the question about faith and spirituality. So for me, this is for me now, not for anybody else. For me, these are 5 areas that I assess my life against, just to see how well I am doing. So when I ask that question, are you happy with your life? Don't think in a narrow-minded fashion. Think about at least these 5 areas. You could add more. You could have more areas that you want to assess your life against. But think about it. Are you happy? The thing is, I've met, let me put it like this, I've met a lot of people that are not happy with their lives. That's the truth. I've met a lot of people that, even though they might be, and I want to say happy, I don't mean that they're sad or that their whole life is upside down. No, what I mean is they know there could be more. Okay, let me put it like that. So even if you're happy with your life right now and you say, yes, I'm okay in all of those 5 areas you mentioned, but there could be more. That it could be better. It could be better. So my FFFTs for today is to help you if you want to make a change in your life. And I think if we are all going to be honest, there are always changes that we can make. There are always changes we can make. As long as we're alive, as long as we're living in this world, as long as we're in this body, there's always room for improvement. Somebody said the biggest room in my house always has to be the room for improvement. And that's true, because we never are in a state of inertia. We're always moving. We're always moving. That is the law of vibration. Everything is constantly moving. So you're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. You're either improving or you're deteriorating. That's the truth. So what I want to share with you today, I hope will help you if you want to change your life, if you want to make some changes in your life. If you look at maybe those 5 areas, and by the way, so I've come up with FFFTs, 5 future fit thoughts. It's still a mouthful, so trying to get used to it. But if you can come up with a catchphrase or a tagline or something I can use to capture those 5 areas of my life that I assess my life against, that I just shared with you, if you can come up with a catchphrase that can capture it, I would really, really like you to get in touch with me, because I would like to come up with a catchphrase that can capture it. So 5, whatever, I don't know. But if you can come up with one, I would really love to hear from you. But so I'm going to share with you five thoughts that I think will help you if you want to make some changes in your life. So the first thing I'm going to say to you, so this is FFFT number 1, you have to be prepared to take 100% responsibility for your life. Okay, so as we go along, remember I said if I say any FFFT or anything at all, or when Jenny comes on and she says anything that resonates with you or you agree with, please put it in the comment box. That would really help me to know that you're engaging with me. You have to take 100% responsibility for your life. And the thing is, when I say this to people, they usually say to me, how can you do that? I mean, you can't control everything that happens to you. No, we're not talking about control. We're not talking about control. We're talking about taking responsibility. There's a big difference. You can't control everything that happens in your life. Some things you can control, some things you can't control. This whole situation with coronavirus and COVID-19 is a typical example of one of the things we cannot control. We cannot control what's going on right now. To a large extent, it's outside of our control, but you can take responsibility for your own life. You can take responsibility for your own actions, for what you do. You see, when you lay blame and you make excuses, you give the power to the other person. And I feel very passionate about this. A lot of people don't realize it. When you say, oh, they made me, or see what you made me do, or see it's because of the economy that my business is not thriving. When you say that, you give the economy power over your business. When you say, see what you made me do, you give that person power over you. And you have the power. You have the power over your life, over your feelings, even over your emotions, over your thoughts, over your actions. You have the power. So when I say take 100% responsibility for your life, that's what I'm talking about. Don't give the power to somebody else. When you shirk responsibility, that's exactly what you're doing. You're giving your power to somebody else. Don't give your power to somebody else. Like somebody could do something, but you decide what you do in response to what they did. Somebody can say something silly. You decide what you say in response to what they said. That is what I mean. Take 100% responsibility for your life. Okay, if you want to change your life, you cannot afford to allow other people dictate how you live your life. And when you don't take 100% responsibility for your life, that is what you're doing. You're allowing other people dictate how you live your life. So FFFT number 2, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. You see, a lot of people allow life to happen to them instead of living their lives, instead of actively living their lives, instead of being intentional in what they do and the direction they take and where they decide, I'm going to take my family, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to take this route. They don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. They just allow life to happen to them. But if you're going to live the kind of life that you really want to live, the life of your dreams, you are absolutely going to have to be intentional about your life. Several things you will need to be intentional about, and hopefully over the course of the next few weeks, I will unpack that for us. For one, you're going to have to be intentional about taking responsibility for your life. You're going to have to be intentional about how you think. You're going to have to be intentional about the things you do. So you're going to have to be intentional about planning your life. You have to be prepared to take center stage. It's your story. Write it. Don't allow somebody else write your story for you. Don't allow somebody else determine how your story is going to end. It's your story. So you be the hero of your story. You take center stage in your story. I'm sure you watch movies. We all watch movies. Until I was probably about maybe 10. We always thought heroes don't die in movies. How many of you were like that? I'll never forget the movie we watched as children, and the hero died. And I was like, oh, we couldn't believe it. We were all in shock because heroes never die. Anyway, that was just a slight deviation. But you are the hero of your story. Write it. Don't allow somebody else write your story. Number 3, you have to change your thinking. You have to change your thinking. You see, it's true, it's absolutely true that the main difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is in the way they think. I'm not talking about IQ. I'm not talking about being smart or not being smart. I'm talking about a way of thinking. Let me give you a simple example. Somebody who is going to succeed in life has a way of thinking. There is always an answer. Somebody who is going to be maybe not so successful has a way of thinking, well, we've come to the end of the road. Okay? People who succeed generally don't take no for an answer because they know there is always an answer. That is a way of thinking. It has nothing to do with how clever you are. It has nothing to do with your IQ. It just has to do with the way you think. But the problem is, in school, we are taught what to think. At work, we're told what to think. Nobody ever teaches us how to think. But you're going to have to learn how to think and how to think right, because we are all what we think. James Allen, in his book, As a Man Thinketh, said, he said, we're all the sum total of our thoughts. And that is absolutely true. We are the sum total of our thoughts. It amazes me. Does it not amaze you that people keep thinking thoughts about things they don't want, and they keep wondering why those things keep showing up in their lives? They keep thinking about things they don't want, and when it keeps showing up, they wonder, why does it keep showing up? Because you keep inviting it by your thoughts. So we have to watch the way we think. We have to watch our thinking. Your mind is a fertile field. Your mind is the most fertile field in the universe. It's just think about the most fertile field in the universe. Your mind is more fertile than that. And anything you put in that mind, actively or passively, it will grow for you. Good or bad, it will grow for you. So anything you put in your mind, it will bring forth in abundance. So if you're sowing not so good seeds in your mind, don't be surprised if it shows up in your life. So we have to watch thinking. Number 4, you have to be prepared to take action. You have to be prepared to take action. If you want to swim, you have to stop reading the books on how to swim. You have to put on your swimming suit and jump in the water. You have to take action. Okay, the secret of your success is found in your daily agenda. Don't forget that. So it's not just good enough to change how you think, you also have to change what you do. You have to change your daily habits. Everything worthwhile is uphill. The problem is people have uphill dreams, lofty high dreams, but they have downhill habits. Watch what you fill your days with. What do you do with your minutes and your seconds and your hours? You have to change what you do. If you're going to change your life, you have to change something you do every day. And number 5, because I'm eager to bring Genny on, my 5th future fit thought for you today is be consistent. Be consistent. A lot of people start well, but it's finishing well that is usually the problem. A lot of people start. I'm sure you know people that start. They start, but they don't finish. So don't just start, finish. Finish and finish well. And you have to be consistent. You're not going to change your life if you do something just maybe for a few weeks or a few months. You have to be consistent. You have to keep going and keep going and keep going until you get to where you really want to go, until you get to your goal. See, one thing I find that causes people to be inconsistent is discouragement. When they feel like they're not getting the results they set out to get, when they feel like, I've been doing this for a while now and I'm not really seeing any results. I know, see, for me, discipline is one of my strengths. Discipline is one of my strengths. I don't struggle with discipline. I'm quite good at giving myself a command and seeing it through. And I think that was probably instilled in us as children, because when I think of all my siblings, I think we're all quite disciplined. So discipline is not a problem for me. I can discipline myself to get things done. But even I struggle with being consistent sometimes. And I find that those are the times when I'm feeling discouraged, when I feel like, oh, when is this thing really going to take off? I've been doing this for a while now. When is it going to get to that point where I really want it to get to? And 2 things I do to keep myself on track when I start to feel that discouragement creeping in. Number 1, I remind myself of my why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? What's the motivation behind it? Because my why will give me fuel to keep going. Number 2, I visit my emerging future. I visit my emerging future. Some of you will call it dreaming. Yes, I dream. I love to dream. My first book is called The Dreamer. I go to my emerging future, that future that I'm trying to create for myself. I go there. I feel what it will be like when I'm there. I feel it. I sense it. I enjoy it. And I embed in my memory what it's like to actually arrive at my future. And that helps me to keep going again. So I hope that has helped you. Those are our FFFTs for the week. 5 future fit thoughts for the week. I'll just do a quick recap. If you want to change your life, number one, you have to take 100% responsibility for your life. Number two, be intentional. Yes, that was number two. Number two, be intentional. Number three, change your thinking. Number four, take action. Number five, be consistent. I hope that helps you. Now, I'm going to invite Genny to join us. Genny Jones is an accountant, but she's also a confidence and happiness coach. Believe it or not, Genny was on Britain's Got Talent a few years ago, and I'll let her tell us a little bit more about that. She's written 3 books, 2 children's books and 1 adult book. And she's going to be sharing with us and just really brightening up our day and inspiring us. So please welcome Genny. If you can again put in the comment box, welcome Genny.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love the hat. I love the hat. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you too?
I'm very well, very well. Thank you. I've been so excited about today. You're not going to believe it. I've been really excited, really excited. So really, really great to have you, Genny. I've told our viewers briefly about yourself, but I'd like you to tell us a little bit more about yourself, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, a bit about myself. I mean, I grew up in Sierra Leone in West Africa and then came to England when I was 15. So I spent most of my life in England, first of all in North London, then in South London, and now in Kent. So yes, and I studied accountancy all my years. So accountancy is my background. And I've got 2 lovely grown-up sons as well that keep me going. And I love doing things to make people feel good. I think when I was young, they used to call me Sunshine. So I've grown up with Sunshine. So sometimes people look at me and they think, how can you be doing accountancy and how can you be a happy person? Well, yeah. Why not? Why not?
I know. I wondered the same thing, because figures and happiness are not 2 things I ever thought I could put together. Believe me, you're talking to somebody who didn't do maths and GCSE. So figures and happiness, for me, they don't go together. So that's why I'm really, really happy to meet you and to know you and to know that actually figures and happiness can go together. So that's really awesome. So Genny, you went on Britain's Got Talent. Why on earth did you decide to do that? You see, because I'm sure there are lots of people who perhaps it's occurred to them. Oh, they watch you on TV and they think, oh, I could go on Britain's Got Talent, but they've never done it. So number one, I want you to tell us what inspired you to do it, why you wanted to do it, and how you were able to actually, so why you wanted to do it, and how you managed to really inspire yourself to do it, to stand in that queue. I'm sure the queues would have been long. How, just tell us how you managed to get that done.
I think with Britain's Got Talent, it was one of those things that a friend of mine, he'd been on, well, he's not really a good friend, but he'd been on Britain's Got Talent and he was watching my post. And he said to me, Genny, I think you should go on Britain's Got Talent. I was like, really? He said, I bet you £50 you wouldn't do it. I thought, you know what? I need that £50. I'll go on Britain's Got Talent. So the whole idea was like, okay, fill in the form, send it off. And then I said to him, guess what? I've got to go to London Excel for the first audition. He goes, oh no, what are you going to do? I said, don't worry, I've got it all planned. So I mean, in Excel, there was loads of people. So I went through the first stage and then I went to the second stage. I said, guess what? I've got to go to Cardiff to do the live thing in front of all the judges. He goes, oh my God, what are you doing? So I said, I can't tell you because it's a secret. And when I went into Cardiff, that audition, even though I'm a confident person, it was the most kind of, unconfident thing I've ever done. So there was I was the last one to be auditioned. And 6 people in front of me, they had said no to.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, this is really late. I'm the last person. I now need to go on stage. Now, as I was getting on stage, I could see Simon Cowell and I was really getting all scared. And I remember Ant and Deck saying to me, Genny, you're the confident queen. You gotta do. I was so scared. I said, that guy's looking at me. But I went on stage And I saw Simon again give me that. Oh, I was dressed like this. I put on the other glasses on with my glasses like this. And he went, oh my word. And he goes, well, what are you going to do? So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to sing a song. So I was going, confident queen, that's who I am. Listen to me. Everybody listen to me. Feel confident every day. Just feel confident. When I wake up in the morning, feel confident. If Simon says no, feel confident. So it was so funny. Then he said to me, okay, have you got another song? I was like, oh my gosh. I remember one of the judges had a baby. I was going, congratulations and jubilations. He goes, all right, have you got another song? I thought, this guy, he's just got a, yeah. So I remember that I used to sing this song. So I just went, if you're happy and you know it, and everybody started singing it. But the magic happened when they started to vote. So all the judges said yes, and Simon was giving me that look. But the audience, the Welsh people, I love you, Welsh people, they kept saying, Genny, Genny, Genny. And Simon goes, I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say yes as well. And everyone clapped. But the best comment Stephen Mulholland said, he said, Genny was so bad, she was good. I was like, result. I own that comment.
Well, you certainly stood out. You know, when I saw the YouTube video, I thought, I do remember seeing this. I never thought for once I would be sitting somewhere with you, but I do remember seeing it. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I think sometimes we just need to relax and just allow ourselves to be ourselves, because I guarantee you there are lots of other people who came on that show or audition who, in quotes, were more talented but easily forgettable, but not our confident queen. You certainly stood out. So I think, yeah, but just tell us a little bit about the mindset, because it takes a certain kind of mindset to be able to do that.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm coming from the point that when I went to Britain's Got Talent, I had gone through over a relationship where I was on my own. I had lost my self-esteem and confidence, and I was raising 2 kids. So at a time, my whole self-esteem and confidence was so low because I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. So that's where I was coming from. But when I healed myself, I got a lot of help, trained to be a life coach. I thought to myself, you know what? Just because one person was putting me down doesn't mean other people would. That's why I created this persona, Confident Queen, because going on Britain's Got Talent, it was like, you got to stand up who you are. Some people are going to laugh at you. Some people are going to say it's stupid, but believe what you are, believe what you want to do. And my mission on going on Britain's Got Talent was, you know what? I am not the most talented in their place, but I want to bring hope to people to say, no matter how down you are, you got to rise up, put on your lovely crown, and be confident in who you are.
And you wear that crown so beautifully. You wear that crown so beautifully. No, but that you're absolutely right, Genny. You're absolutely right. Somebody put it like this. He said, the fact that people try to devalue you does not mean you're not valuable. So we will always have people that will try to devalue us. We only give them as much, or rather, they only have as much power over us as we give them.
Yes.
And you're absolutely right. So the fact that somebody thinks you're rubbish, the only power they're going to have over you is if you accept that you're rubbish and start to act like you're rubbish. So people might try to devalue you, but they don't determine your value. They don't.
Very cool. I love that. Yes, that's very true.
That's true. But that's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? The reason why we bring these guests on the show is to show you ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And that's the truth. Genny is an ordinary person doing extraordinary things. And we just want to inspire you. We want to encourage you to live your life to the full. Tell your own story. There is a story that you alone can tell. We want you to tell that story. That's the whole idea behind Let's Get Future Fit. So Genny, give us some tips. Okay, I love the confidence coach. I love the happiness coach. And we're going to come back to that person in a minute. But let's just take a little detour and talk about the accounting. So at the moment, obviously, there are lots of people who might be concerned about their finances. where they are right now. So do you have any maybe tips, any thoughts that you might want to share with our viewers? Just simple things that can help us just to keep those figures in check.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're all going through that stage because even myself, teaching accounting and all that, I'm in the stage that absolutely there's no work coming in till the end of June. There's no paid work. So the first thing I had to do, which I advise people to do, is to go through your bank statement. Have a look at your bank statement, all those direct debits, that standing orders, everything that you're paying for on a regular basis. Go through each one of them. Do you really need those? Do you really need those? If you don't need it, it's time to cancel those ones. And also, now that we're at home, it means that we're not spending a lot in traveling. The other day, I was thinking, I haven't used my car for a while. So there's money saved that way. So the other thing you could do is look in your house before you go shopping for extra stuff. Eat what's in the fridge. I say to my kids, let's eat the fridge and the freezer dry. Then, because it's amazing when you go through your cupboard like I did the other day, you think, oh my goodness, I've got things dated how many years old?
Oh,
so
wow.
go through your cupboards, yes, get all the old stuff out. Try and eat everything that's there. And obviously, you're not going out now to do all the extra shopping, etc. So you're saving money. And also, it's try and for us who are self-employed, not having money coming in regular, just say to yourself, is there other things that I can claim for? For example, you might think it's embarrassing to claim for universal credit, but I'm like, I've worked all these years, so see if there's any benefits you can get, because even getting benefits, just say to yourself, it is a temporary measure because I know things are going to get better. There's a lot of benefits around. There's a lot of help going around. People are out there like, I help to deliver lunches to people who can't afford lunches. So lunches is there. So even with the kids as well, there are organizations who can help us like buying materials for the kids to keep busy as well. So the whole idea is to look at what you have been spending money on and try and cut down. And don't do online shopping, please. I'm begging you. The other day, I wanted to do it. I went in, I was looking at Amazon. I was like, oh, I want this, I want that. And I was like, no, no, no. Is it necessary? Because sometimes when you're sitting at home, it's easy to go online and say, oh, I'm going to buy this and buy that. But you don't need any of that. What you need now is your family. If you're on your own yourself, sort yourself out and try not to spend. Don't spend if it's not necessary. That's the bottom line. Do not spend.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go lean, basically.
Go lean. Yes.
It's reasonable. It's reasonable. I think, like you say, we all do it. If Fremlin Walk was open right now, I bet you it would be packed with people going, but they haven't been in 7 weeks and they haven't died, they still have clothes to wear, they still have,
Yes.
So I think that's good advice. But also I think it's just important that we take this time to just reassess how we've been living our lives, so that this idea of going lean and being prudent and just going with what we need, not necessarily just being wasteful, let it be a practice we develop now that we can actually carry into future, whatever that future is going to look like. Because I quite think that, especially in the West, we can be quite wasteful. So I think that's really, really good advice to just assess. Some people don't know what's passing through their bank accounts every month. Yes. I mean, that's something that I personally do. I get my bank statement and I go through, and you'll be amazed. Some transactions you don't recognize. It happened the other day. There were 2 transactions in my bank account. I didn't recognize them. I called my bank and said, what's this? Gave them the references. They gave me the companies who took the money. I called them and said, what's this about? And at the end of the day, those 2 payments should never have gone out of my account.
Yes.
But if I never went through my bank statements, I would never have noticed. So I think just little things like that are quite important.
I mean, that's quite important. And also for those of us who are in business, one of the things you could be doing now, which somebody told me, is sort out your paperwork, all those receipts and everything. Some people put it in a bag and give it to the accountant. No, it's time to sit down, file all your receipts in a lovely order so you're on top of your bookkeeping, so that when the business starts again in October, all your bookkeeping is all there, because a lot of self-employed people I've come across, some of them just leave it to the last minute. Do your stuff so you can do your self-assessment as well. Get everything sorted out.
And make Jenny's life easy when she comes to your account. No, absolutely. No, that's really, really great advice. That's really great advice. Now, I wanted to okay, I'll leave that to the end, Jenny. I'm going to ask you to do a little exercise with us before we finish today
Okay.
to get us all happy. Anybody who may be feeling down, get ready. Jenny is going to get us all happy before we leave today. But before we do that, I have you wrote, yeah, I wanted those question I wanted to ask you about your books. So
Mhm.
you've written 2 children's books and 1
Yes.
adult book. So what are the children's books about?
Well, the children's book is called I Can. That's the series called I Can.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes. So the whole idea is like I created a persona, confident queen myself. First of all, because I didn't see many Black characters in books, I want some of the Black kids to understand that there is a character called Confident Queen who looks like them, and to teach other kids as well. So the I Can series is how Confident Queen teaches children to be confident. The first one was I can still blow a balloon. It was my son. When he was 5, he couldn't blow a balloon. And it was how Confident Queen helped him to blow a balloon. Second one was a boy he loved playing football. He was in a car accident and his leg had to be amputated. So this boy felt sad because he couldn't play with his friends. So again, Confidence Queen was there helping this boy to say, yes, you can play football with your friends again. So he went through a journey to do that. The adult one is called Crown of Smiles. And that's really needed, especially in this time. Crown of Smiles is really a practical book I wrote. When there was a period when I was really depressed for 5 years, I was locked in this depression and sadness. When I overcame it, I thought, Crown of Smile is saying to me, put down your crown of sadness for this crown of smiles. And it's got various tips and techniques, things that I do, practical things that I do every day to make me feel good, make me feel I can smile, and make me feel I can share with others. So it's all about helping people to be happy and have a reason to smile each day.
Where are those books? Are they on Amazon?
Well, the books, I'm sold out. So what you'd have to do, I've got Kindle version of the books as well, the adult book. So that one is available, but the hard copies is all sold out at the moment. Yes.
Okay, guys, we're going to put details for you to follow Jenny on the in the comment box, so you know how to get in touch with her. I mean, you have an awesome message. I think confidence is one thing, and it's not just children. I think even with adults,
Yes.
there are lots of adults that are not confident in themselves. And I think the reason why it's so such a problem now is because of the internet. Obviously, we have more people that we're comparing ourselves with. But what we
Yes.
need to realize is that we're all individuals. We all have a life. We all have a purpose. And all we need to do is be the best we that we can be. I mean, as a coach, I'm a coach and I'm a trainer. And when I started to really get into the personal development space, like yourself, I've always been a very confident person, but I did struggle. I did feel like, oh, I'm out of my depths here. There's so many people that are so much better, so much faster, so much bigger than me, because I'm just starting in this space. But I had to just talk to myself and say, listen, you have a voice, you have a unique voice that other people might want to listen to, that they might not want to listen to this person that you're thinking is bigger, faster, better than you. You have your unique voice, you have your unique message, you have your unique story. And Let's Get Future Fit is about instilling that in you to understand that you have a purpose and you can live your story. You can write your story. We can all live our stories. Let's stop comparing. Let's stop competing. Let's start creating the
Yes.
lives that we were designed to create. We all have our own lives to live. That's why I love your message. We all just need to be who we were created to be. So I'm going to ask
Exactly.
you,
Yes.
yeah, I'm going to ask you. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. I always ask all my guests, and then you're going
Okay.
to do some of those techniques with us, so we can all leave this show really, really happy. So,
All right.
yeah,
Okay.
what's your passion? What's your passion?
My passion, seriously, is happiness. My passion is happiness. I really research on happiness. Anything to do with happiness, I just love to research happiness. Why are people happy? Why are people sad? So happiness and laughter especially. I would say laughter is a passion.
That is a good passion. That is a very good passion. Biggest lesson you've learned to date?
My best lesson is that do not let the negative words of somebody drag you down. For me, my mom always said to me, always be the best version of yourself. Do not let somebody else's words drag you down, because that's what I did for a while, and that wasn't a nice place to be. So do not let people's words drag you down.
Words are so powerful, aren't they? So
Yes, they
powerful.
are. They're very powerful.
Yeah. Most difficult thing you've ever done?
For me, the most difficult thing was when I got divorced. It was like I was in a black hole,
Mm,
because soon after that, I was made redundant. The house was going to be repossessed. I had a lot of debt, and I just didn't know what to do. It was a very, very dark period. So it was difficult because I thought, here I am with two toddlers. What do I do? It
mm.
was such a difficult time. But now I look back and I think, wow, despite those difficulties, I overcame it. And I feel really happy I overcame it, because when I look at other people, there's a lot of people who go through those things and they don't come out strong. I came out strong for a reason, and the reason is to be an instrument or a help to other people who might find it a bit challenging.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because everything you've gone through, Jenny, is made you who you are today. And before you
Mm,
came on, I was sharing my 5 future fit tips with the audience. And the first thing I said is, if you're going to change your life, you have to take 100% responsibility for your life. And that was what
yes,
you did. Like you said, there
yeah,
are lots of people who go through similar situations, but their end result, the outcome for them is different. So it's
yeah,
not a question of what happens to us. It's not a question of what people do to us. It's a question of what we choose to do. Somebody said success in life is not about getting a good hand, it's about playing the hands that you're given well. So
yes,
sometimes we
yeah.
get a good hand, sometimes we don't get a good hand. It's about playing the hands that you've been given well. And you've done that. You've done that. Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Most
Yes.
embarrassing moment.
Most embarrassing, when I was young, I think I was about 19. I used to be in an African dance group. So we were dancing. I was doing one of these dances and my costume came off. And
I can't imagine how rigorous some of those dances are. So I totally relate.
it was so embarrassing, and the audience were laughing. I went like this and I ran out.
Oh,
It was so embarrassing. Even now
oh.
when I think about it, I'm like, oh my God.
But you know, the good thing, Jenny, is thank God those days we did not have smartphones, or it would have been
Oh my gosh.
it would have been all over the internet.
Definitely, definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
Oh my God.
Whose mind would you want to get in? Whose mind would you most want to get into, and why?
Right now, I think my children's mind.
Are you sure? Are you bold enough to go in there?
I'm telling you, am I bold enough? Sometimes I think, what are they actually doing? What are they thinking?
What are
Sometimes
they thinking?
I wish I could have a little camera where I got into their mind and just sort of, what's going on? What's going on with you guys? Seriously, I need to be, sometimes as parents, we need that. What's going on in your mind secretly? What's going on? Why are you doing that? That kind of stuff. So,
I
yeah, my
know, I
children
know what
mind
you
for
mean. I know
sure.
what you mean. Okay, so what is success to you?
Me, success to me is what I'm experiencing now. To me, success is the life that you lead. Success to me is not having a lot of money in the bank. I feel I'm a success right now because I feel my life is fulfilled. I'm content. I feel success because my children are doing well. I feel success because not of material things. It's just that success to me is about being content. I'm in a contented place right now, and I know what I want to do now and how I'm going to do it. So to me, that is what success is.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Final question. Who is your role model, if you have any, and why?
Yeah. Oh, do you know, today we were discussing that with my son. He said, "So who is your role model?" I said, "Oh, there's so many of it, so many of my role model. I mean, my number one role model is my mom. My mom is my role model, my number one role model. Because when she came to England, she said to me, there was one time I used to sell like empty bottles they used to sell. And she said, oh, I used to clean and everything else. But my mom ended up being the secretary of the Commonwealth Office. And
Wow.
she used to travel around internationally. She's met the Queen, she's done this, she's done that. So when I look at her, she said, those days they used to say, you're not allowed here because you're this, you're that. She said she overcame it from selling empty milk bottles to
Wow.
sitting with prime ministers in the Commonwealth. When I look at her, I said, Mom, wow, you went through all that, but look at you. She's now 82 and she's so strong. Sometimes she makes me feel I'm old because she's 82. She's so strong, up and down, doing all sorts. And I'm like, Mom, you've got it. So is my mom.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I love that. I love that. Guys, if you haven't already shared this video, I'm going to encourage you to do it now. If you don't mind, do it now, do it now, do it now. Okay, Jenny, I'm going to ask you to share with us some tips that we can do, some techniques, just some things that we can do to just keep that happiness, positivity injection in our bloodstream.
Well, it's this word smile. So the first one to keep you going is to start your day with gratitude and a plan. So wake up every day and say, wake up, I feel happy. Boom, boom. So you're
Wake
grateful.
up, I feel
Happy,
happy.
happy, boom, boom. See, there you go. The next one is M. Motivate yourself to get up, get dressed, and make the most of the day. So you get up, you get dressed, and you're going, feel confident, feel confident. Every day I feel confident. Can I see you doing that now? Imagine you in the mirror, go, man.
Feel confident
Confident.
every day.
Every day I feel confident. You see, here you go. Inspire someone and give them hope. So it could be your kids or whatever. Just give them hope that tomorrow is going to be a better day. And L is look on the bright side of life because things will get better. And E is engage and connect with friends and family. And you could do that by saying to your friends, let's sing the song, wake up and feel happy, boom, boom, wake up and feel happy, boom, boom, I feel like dancing around, boom, boom. Then every morning you get yourself excited, you look in the mirror and you go, when I wake up in the morning, I feel confident. When I look in the mirror, I feel
Feel
confident. When
confident.
I go to work, I feel confident.
Confident.
When I wake up in the morning, you
Feel
say feel confident.
confident.
When I look in the mirror,
Feel confident.
when I go to work,
Feel confident.
when I eat my breakfast,
Feel confident.
and they go, feel confident, feel confident. Oh, I should put on the glasses. Feel confident, feel confident. Every day I feel
Feel
confident. And yeah, you see, by the time you sing that song, I mean, I go to schools and I get the kids to sing the song. So can you imagine the kids? They start singing it. Feel confident, feel confident. When I do my schoolwork, I feel confident. When I
confident.
hide in my bedroom, I feel confident. So from an early age, you start singing the confident song. You're 3, you're 4, you're 5, you're 50, you're 70. Oh, feel confident, feel confident. I love my life. I feel confident.
Awesome, 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 awesome. You know what, guys? You need to sing that song, you know, in the shower tomorrow morning. When you're in the shower, just sing it. It doesn't have to be in key, it doesn't have to be in the right tone. Just sing it. I feel confident, feel confident. Every day I feel confident. Just sing it. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jenny, for joining us today. It's been a blast. I knew it was going to be a blast. Thank you so much. Any final thoughts you want to leave with our audience before we go?
Seriously, people, I know what's going on right now. I just want you to know, have hope, keep faith alive, because things will get better. And take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you. Very well said. Very well said. Guys, we've come to the end of another Let's Get Future Fit. Next week is the fifth one. So this was supposed to be a 5-week series, but I'm having so much fun. I think I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue until when I decide to stop. So, but next week is our fifth one. We've got a really special guy, James Dang. He does something really, really, really unique. So I want to encourage you to join us same time, 2 p.m. GMT. Tell all your friends about it. Tell all your neighbors. Tell everybody to come on. But I really appreciate you joining in today. Thank you so much. Take care. God bless. See you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you
everyone.
again. Thank you.
Yeah, just continue. Feel confident.